Hi, sophomores. Welcome to the second half of your session today. You just heard from Ms. King and Ms. Tucker, and I know they touched a little bit on college and kind of what to expect your junior year. So we thought this was a great opportunity for Ms. Foster and I to come on and introduce ourselves, just so you get to know who your college counselor is, and really to kind of elaborate on a few things that Ms. Tucker and Ms. King shared with you. So this is Ms. Foster. She actually works with the beginning half of the alphabet. So any students with last name A through K will work with Ms. Foster. And then I will have students, I'm Ms. Haig, and I will have students with last name beginning with L through Z. So as I said, we just kind of want to elaborate on a few things and just kind of let you know what to expect upcoming your junior year.
Great, thank you. Again, just to go over a little bit and explain a little more detail what our roles are. You will continue to work with your sophomore counselor throughout your time at St. X. So that would be any academic issues you may have, or questions or concerns, or any personal questions, concerns that may come up that you choose to talk to your sophomore counselor. That would be their role. Mrs. Haig and myself, our role is to work with you on college-related questions. So from now until you graduate, and you will have more questions as you go through to your senior year, of course. But if you have any college-related questions, A through K, you would ask, sign up to see me or email me. And L through Z, you would sign up to see or email Mrs. Haig. And that can be any questions about testing or campus visits or anything college related. We are more than happy to help you. And of course, senior year, we will work with you, very closely with the college application process. So Ms. Haig is going to go into a little bit more detail about some items you can use on Naviance to help you with your college search.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm actually going to share my screen with you guys just to kind of walk you through Naviance, just so you have a better idea of what we're explaining, so you can kind of actually see that. So Ms. Tucker and Ms. King, sorry about that. Ms. Tucker and Ms. King actually just went over Naviance and gave you some things to start doing. One of those is keeping your resume up to date. That is such a key piece to your college application. If any teachers are writing you letters of recommendation, if Ms. Foster and I have to write you letters of recommendation, it's really important that those resumes are kept up to date. So it's better if we do that now as we're going through your 4 years, instead of waiting until your senior year and then trying to update it then, because there's obviously going to be things that you miss. So if we can kind of keep that updated as you take on new leadership positions, or you join a new club, or maybe you have been given a new award, update that Naviance resume as you go along, and that will help us down the road. This can also be used to help with as you're writing or as you're going through your college applications. This is a great place. It's like a placeholder for all of the things that you've been involved in. So as you're completing your college applications your senior year, all of that information will be stored here on Naviance, and it'll be easy for you to find. So as you know, let me move things over just a little bit. So if you just go to the About Me tab, About Me home, and you will see, and am I missing resume? Oh, here it is. Sorry. So you'll click on resume, and this is where you're going to add all of your information. And I know that Ms. King and Ms. Tucker walked you through this, but we can't stress, Ms. Foster and I can't stress enough how important it is to keep this piece updated for us. Another thing that we found very helpful for you to do as a sophomore is there is a college inventory. Just kind of like a survey that you can take on Naviance that will be very helpful as you're starting to kind of jump in and start exploring your college opportunities right now. This is a great survey for you to take, just to kind of introduce you maybe to some schools you've never even heard of before. So if you're at home, so when you log into your Naviance account, obviously this is what it looks like. If you click on the colleges tab here, and then down here where it says find your fit, click on there, and then super match. It's the first one that pops up from here. And there it goes. You will see that you have the opportunity. It will ask you lots of questions. It's just it's like a survey. So it'll allow you to answer lots of questions going through each of these, like what's important to you? What's important when it comes to location? Is there a specific state that you want to go to? Or are you specific about staying in the state of Kentucky? You can select that here under location. Academics, what's important? Are there particular subject areas that are important to you? It'll ask for you to indicate your GPA. It'll ask for you to indicate your ACT score. What is important to you when it comes to student life or diversity on campus? What kind of culture are you looking for in that campus? Do you want to be next to a big city? Or is that not important? Is the size of campus important to you? So as you go through the Super College Match, it'll have you answer a series of questions. And then at the end, it'll say, hey, this is a list of schools that maybe you should explore a little bit more based on what you indicated as being important to you. It'll even tell you at what percent you match with that school. Maybe a school shows up and says, hey, based on the criteria that you put in, you match with this school 75%. Or maybe you match with the school 99%. So it's really helpful. This is a great opportunity as a sophomore going into junior year. This is a great opportunity to start getting your feet wet just a little bit as far as college. We still have plenty of time to work through the college application process. And Ms. Foster and I will probably work with you, obviously, a little bit more next year, one-on-one a little bit, if you have any meetings or want to set up any meetings or email us. And we'll also be coming into your classroom, I'm sure, and doing some larger group settings too. But now's a good time to kind of start exploring Naviance. The further you get into St. X, your junior and then even senior year, you're going to be using Naviance more and more each year. So the more you can become familiar with it this year and kind of get your feet wet a little bit, it's going to be very helpful down the road.
Great. Thank you so much. That's great. We can't stress enough. Of course, we are here to answer your questions. That is our job. That's what we want to do. But at the same time, please do not take this video as we're pressuring you, we're adding stress to you. We want you to take the time in the summer to relax, to enjoy the time off. It's been a hectic year for everybody. Mrs. Haig, myself, we're going to enjoy the time off. But at the same time, when you do have those pockets of time, these are things we want to share with you, and things that if you are ready and you are eager, that these are great options. And one of those is campus visits. So we want to spend just a little bit of time talking about campus visits. And again, we don't want you to click off this video and say, Miss Mom, Dad, Miss Foster, Miss Haig said we have to go on a campus visit. That's not what we're saying. We're saying if you were already planning on going, or maybe your vacation is near a campus and your family has already talked about it, we want to go over some things about a campus visit. Before I get there, let's talk about virtual visits. I know that word can bring stress to some of you. You're over virtual, you're over Zoom. I am your friend. I am right with you. I understand that feeling. But the silver lining in this whole situation, as far as college visits, is you have access to more than any other student has before you due to virtual visits. So 5 years ago, there were not virtual visits in the way that they're set up now. So you literally can access anywhere from your home, from the coffee shop, from the library, from wherever. So we really encourage you to take advantage of those virtual visits. Universities have done a great job of making those virtual visits effective. You can also do information sessions on those visits. So please take a look at the university website, and I think you would surprise yourself how well those virtual visits go. Also, it's anybody in your family can enjoy that with you. So that's nice too. Um, Keep in mind as well, a lot of universities now are doing FaceTime Live, Instagram Live. So all of that would be on the university website. You're allowing to see what professors are doing, students are doing. So your sophomore, in between your sophomore and junior year, is a wonderful time to take advantage of all those virtual options. They're not going away. So because they're way too effective to go away. Let's talk about in person. So let's say you do go on a campus visit. I know I'm probably stating the obvious, but you would be surprised how many students are like, well, nothing was going on campus. It's the summer. So you're not going to see the buzz of a college campus. It's summer. That's okay. What you're doing on those campus visits, really if they're during the school year in the summer, you're asking yourself, or you're starting to think, can I live here and can I learn here? We all know college is going to be fun. I don't think you need to make a campus visit to see if it's going to be fun necessarily. It's probably going to be fun. College is fun. So you need to think about, can I live here and can I learn here? And let's talk about that briefly. What we mean by can you live there? Look at what's around you. Look at the town. What's there? You all live in a city. Most of you live in a city. You have access to grocery stores and restaurants and gyms and everything you need. If you like that, you want to make sure when you go visit a smaller town, what's around you? Do you like that? Could you do that? Could you go to school with one coffee shop and one gas station? Those are personal decisions, and you need to take time to think about what's around you. What is the town like? We were teasing one of the seniors who's choosing the University of Mississippi, and we said, do you like hot weather? Can you live in that location? If you don't, if you absolutely hate snow, you may not want to look in Cleveland. It's going to snow in March. So take a look at the living environment. Also distance. I know as a sophomore, you think you could go anywhere in the country and you'd be fine. Well, that's probably not the case. As you get older, most students like to stay a little bit closer to home. Either way, when you're making that campus visit, if you're in the car for 11 hours, driving to South Carolina's campus, and the whole time you're like, oh my gosh, when are we going to get there? Keep that in mind. You're doing that for 4 years. Or do you want to be somewhere that's 2 hours or 1 hour or Bellarmine, 15 minutes? I don't know what your situation is, but those are the things to keep in mind. Can you live there? And the learning is basically boils down to size. Can you go to a large university? Can you go to a small university? You don't have to have those answers on the first visit, but it's certainly something you want to think about. If you see a classroom and they tell you there's going to be 150 students in this classroom, think about what that feels like to you. Maybe you're a student that's kind of like only having 12 students in your class this year. Could you learn with 150? Again, we're not asking you to have these answers as a sophomore, or quite frankly, as a junior. We're asking you to think about these questions. That's what we're asking you to do, is think about the questions. When you go on a campus visit, it's really important when you get home to jot down some of your thoughts so you remember them, the pros and the cons, or 5 things you liked, 3 things you didn't, something. Jot them down somewhere in your iPad, on a piece of paper. I personally think the paper and pencil is good, but on your phone, just to keep those things when you can go back and look at the experiences you had. So those are our tips for campus visits. And again, please do not click this video when it's over and say, we are telling you to do this. We are just suggesting if you go on a campus visit, these are some questions we think might be helpful for you to keep in mind. Before I close out, Mrs. Haig, do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think, just overall, what we just want to kind of give you guys some information, as we know some of you are eager, to start thinking about this process, but also know that we have plenty of time. So your sophomore is going into junior year, and you have absolutely plenty of time to get through this college process. And that's what Ms. Foster and I are here to help you with.
Absolutely. And we know most of you don't know us, but please don't let that stop you from asking any questions. All questions are good. We love questions, so please do that. If it is in the summer and you have a question, of course, we welcome that, but just give us a little bit extra time to get back to you then. But we look forward to working with you when school starts. And as Ms. Haig said earlier, we will be working with you more through your junior year. All right, you all take care. Have a wonderful summer and enjoy.
Bye. Thank you.